Hello, everybody, and welcome to another sermon from the Cigar Pulpit. I'm the Bishop of the Burn, Nick, and with me, as always,
it's Gator, along with
Jeff Amendola, the owner of Amendola Family Cigars. How are you, Jeff?
I'm doing good, guys. How are you?
Doing good. It's storming here, so we are huddled in the we're huddled in the Casa de Nick Cigar Garage Lounge, as I call it.
If and when we're struck by lightning and you see us just fry and pass out, just keep on going with the cast.
Yeah, just complete it.
I got it. Don't
Okay,
worry.
cool. So
Good sound effects, though. The thunder, the rain.
It's very soothing.
It's true. We're going to put everybody to bed with this episode.
It's usually birds chirping in my backyard, but yeah.
So
get some jazz going.
Yeah.
I like it.
So we're going to be smoking some cigars from Amendola Family Cigars. Now, we're going to do this a little differently on this episode. Normally, Gator and I, we will smoke the same cigars so we can kind of talk about it amongst ourselves. But Jeff was nice enough to send the two of us a couple of sticks from his line. And so we have the Connecticut, we have the Habano, and we have the Maduro. So what's going to happen here is Gator's going to smoke the Connecticut.
Yes, I've already taken mine out of the cellophane so as not to be obnoxious.
Well, that's just so polite of you. And then Jeff has got the Habano.
Yep, smoking the Habano.
And then I've got the Maduro. So this way we can all talk about the different cigars. So with that, why don't we go ahead and get into the cut. And the cut is brought to you by Riverman Cigar Company of Crestwood, Missouri. Dan Bonder over there at Riverman.
Our man Dan.
He's been able to kind of loosen the COVID requirements a little bit for about the last, I'd say, week and a half or so. He is still keeping the lounge kind of restricted, but at this point, you can go in, you can get cigars to go. He is still doing the curbside. He's still doing a lot of mail orders. So if you live in an area where you don't have an open cigar lounge or something like that, feel free to reach out to Dan over at Riverman. He's got something for everybody from $3 to $100. So he's got the full range of products there. But then he's also got his outdoor covered patio, which is, I think, about 1,500 square feet. So you can bring a lawn chair with you in the back of the car, pop that, and sit out front and have a great time over there at Riverman Cigar Company.
Absolutely. And I'll tell you, between Jeff and the birds singing, where he is in North Carolina, and us with the rainstorm, we've got all the sound effects going.
All the sound effects.
Yes.
It's fun.
Nature.
All of it.
It's fun.
All of it.
So, with that, why don't we go ahead and cut the cigar. So, I've got my Colibri.
What kind of cut do you use?
I have the Colibri SV cutter, and so I've been using the V portion of that a lot lately.
That's my favorite.
Yeah.
That's my favorite cutter.
I am following suit today.
It's a great cutter.
Since we're recording up at Nick's, I did not bring my cutter with me. That looks like a Pac-Man. Do you see that? Look at that.
God, you say that every time.
It never gets old.
So anyway, Jeff, go ahead and...
Okay, it's time for the cold draw.
Cold draw. So...
Fruity.
You're getting fruity on the cold draw?
Yes, on this Connecticut.
Is that accurate? Should he be getting fruity on the cold draw there?
To each his own.
I'm going to take that as a no.
You know
That's what I'm getting.
Yes. Yeah, I mean, the Connecticut has some, fruit per se, but you're going to get some of that, like, prune or raisin.
Oh, my God. Look at that. Hands are in the air. Oh, yeah.
Oh my
Gator
God.
for the score.
And it's a little bit more on the creamy side.
Yep.
You know?
And that's what I like, so that's perfect. Now, Jeff, something we do, and I don't know if you've listened in, but I've patented the Gator Cold Retro. And basically what we're going to do here is we're going to do a cold retro hail now on the cigars.
You're a moron.
Wait. Did you say a what?
A cold retro hail.
Oh, no smoke?
Not yet.
He's a moron.
Interesting. I want to... Go ahead. I want to see this.
Why don't you move into the camera so he can see it?
Boy, you can really get the raisin on that. Try that, Nick.
I don't know.
That I know,
cigar.
but I don't know what yours has.
So,
Let's see.
So mine has got kind of a little bit of a cocoa flavor. I get a little cocoa, a little earthiness to it.
What are you getting on the retro?
Which one are you smoking? The Maduro?
The Maduro.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you've got the Habano, correct?
Yeah. The Habano, I get a little bit of that graham cracker, like hay spice. It's more of an earthy profile.
Gotcha.
So what'd you get on the cold retro there, Nicholas?
I didn't get anything, Jeff. 'Cause it's not a thing.
It is. So it is. Jeff, trust me, you got to try this, brother. Next time you got a clean palate, you smoke a cigar. Do the cold draw, but then do the cold retro hail, and you'll pick up different notes with your olfactory senses. It's a thing.
Interesting.
Yeah, be sure to credit me whenever you mention it to everybody.
God.
Absolutely.
So
100%.
Time to light up, brother.
time to light up.
I do usually. Do you smell the cigar ever? Like the end?
Periodically, I don't a lot of times, just because I'll be in the lounge or something and like they're weird about you smelling cigars before you buy them and stuff. But and I never think about
like when you're getting ready to light it up.
Yeah, and I never think about it at that point. So yeah.
I used to lick the cigars before I'd purchase them, take them out of the cellophane, but ever since COVID, that's been frowned upon.
You lick your cigar? I have a question about that.
He's a moron. But no, go ahead. What's your question about that?
I know, seriously, I've seen people do this.
I've seen it too, actually. No, I've never actually
like
done it.
They'll fully submerge the cigar in their mouth. Like, do you do that? Are you one of those?
No, I'm not. I do not fillet my cigar as a rule. So.
Okay. I always wondered what the reason was. I was trying to find somebody. It had to be some sort of tradition. I don't know.
Nick enjoys a nice round cylindrical object in his mouth.
You're such a dick, you know. But no, see, the thing about it, what I don't understand are the people that do that and then use the community cutter at the lounge. You know,
that's a no-no now.
That's what I'm saying.
Yep.
I do a lot of events at like golf clubs and stuff like that.
Yeah, yeah.
And I'll bring a couple cutters out there for everybody. I saw this guy do that. I mean, he put it. I mean, that thing was all the way in. I mean, spit all over it. Then he picked up my cutter, and I was like, "Nah, bro, sorry.
That's not gonna happen."
It's very Clinton-esque.
Something else out there. Yeah,
it's gross. So
that's gross.
So okay, before we get into everything here with Jeff Gator here, what are you getting on your cigar? It
is creamy. It is very creamy. I'm going to do a retro hail here real quick. Boy, there's just a little hint of pepper on that retro hail. It's very mild, very creamy. Good cigar.
Mm-hmm. There's some pepper on the Maduro. You do get like kind of that little bit of earthiness, not a ton. It's not. It was hard. Or the earthiness was more present with the cocoa on the cold draw. The pepper is what's coming through now on the Maduro there. It's good. It's got some heft to it.
I like this Connecticut though because there's not much bitterness to it. It's just very, very creamy cigar.
Yeah. So
it's got a lot of rich flavor, I think, for Connecticut.
Have you done a retro hail on yours there? What are you picking up on the Habano?
Dude, he's probably had like 8,000 of those things. I'm pretty sure he knows exactly what he's supposed to be getting.
Yeah, you know what? It's always different in some ways. Like depending on the weather, it's weird, but weather, where I'm at, inside, outside. Ooh. I love the cold draw on this. I mean, the retro hail on this Habano. It's like it's peppery, but like graham crackers, sweet almost, earthy.
Well, do us a favor here as we get into this. Tell us a little bit about your background and how you got into cigars.
Yeah, so long story short, you know, everyone who got into this business at some point, you have to have a passion for cigars, right? So I developed that passion really when I was about between 18 and 21. I used to hang out at a cigar factory in the Bronx a lot in New York and watch and observe. I fell in love with it. About 10 years ago, I moved to North Carolina. I started a job in law enforcement at the time, and I was looking I needed that therapy. You know, I was really getting into cigars, so my therapy after every shift, before shift, was sitting down smoking a cigar. That got my wheels turning, and I really wanted to make it. I wanted to make it more than just a hobby, you know. So I had this idea that I could create my own cigars and get them out on market. So what I did, I started hosting these cigar social events. 'Cause where I was living in the time down here, there wasn't a big cigar presence. There wasn't a big cigar culture. A couple shops, but no one doing events really. No one rolling cigars. No one making cigars, and I felt like I could totally captivate that market, right?
Yeah.
So I got these cigars from New York, from Cigar Factory in New York. Had my first event. It was a success, and I was like, oh, this could be a thing. Shortly after that, about a year in doing those, I went to Tampa, Florida, to find a cigar maker to teach me how to roll cigars. And from that, I did that. I took 2 weeks out of the month the first time, went back a second time. I learned blending, rolling, the basics to like get it going, because I didn't want to be a guy that just had a cigar brand. I felt like if I was going to do this and take it to the next level, I wanted to know how to do everything.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I felt like I had the capability and the, I don't know, willingness to try everything,
Yeah.
And, from there, honestly, I was doing it on the side, but I learned how to roll cigars. I marketed my brand as a cigar rolling event company. Then we started to get into wholesale and retail. But what I did was I started my own cigar factory in North Carolina about 2 years into all that. And I actually moved a cigar roller here from Dominican Republic. He worked for Davidoff and Arturo Fuente. And he taught me I learned a lot about blending, tasting, and being able to make a cigar to put out there that people will like. And 3 years ago, we rebranded to Amendola Family Cigars, and now we're working with some really awesome factories in Central South America, and here we are.
That's badass. So
That's the summed up version, but
well, so
yes.
how has it been for you in terms of taking a brand that you created and bringing it out into the world? Like, how many shops are you available, or where are you available?
Yeah.
That kind of stuff.
So that's the hardest part, really. As a new brand, people. You get two different types of shops, some that are like, well, no one knows who you are. We don't want to take a chance on you because it might not sell.
Yeah.
And then you got the shop owners that are like, oh, wow, new product, new brand. We like you. We believe in your vision. We like your vibe. We'll give it a shot because we'll sell it to our customers, So we're in about 7 states. We're between, it's hard to say exact number of retailers because they go up and down a lot,
Yeah.
Consistently, we're in about 60 to 80 stores. We just got JR Cigars in North Carolina, all 3 locations. Atlantic Cigar Company is our online distributor, and bestcigarprices.com.
Mm-hmm.
Those are our main accounts, and then we have our couple select retail shops that we're selling at too.
Okay.
So, how many cigars do you have in your entire line?
Yeah.
Right now, we have our core line is 3 cigars. It's our Connecticut that you're smoking, the Habano, and Maduro. And our signature line consists of the Amendola Special, the Padrino, and our Cannoli line. And
now, that's
there's 3 cigars.
The Cannoli, is that a fairly new cigar for you?
So it was our box press San Andre. It was a petite box press with a San Andre wrapper. And my business partner, Chris Monaco, we met about a year ago, and one of our first introductions, we smoked that cigar together. And we're both Italian. We're both from the same area in New York. And he was like, dude, this tastes like a little cannoli, like an after dinner treat type of thing, It's not sweet, it's not flavored, but it's definitely got some of that allspice and characteristic of a nice dessert cigar. So we adopted the name about a year ago, and we are just re-releasing it now with new packaging. So the band will actually say cannoli. And we're adding a Connecticut Corona size to it and a Habano Corona size to that.
That's awesome. Now, it's a soft box press, if I'm not mistaken, correct?
Yeah.
Very cool.
Mm-hmm.
Very cool. So,
yep.
The $1 million question for everybody these days, and as much as I hate talking about it because I'm kind of sick and tired of talking about it, but
Corona.
So how has Corona impacted Amendola Family Cigars and your plans for 2020 and just kind of supply and all that kind of stuff?
It has had some major impacts, both good and bad, I will say. initially I was scared because a big part of our business we still have an event business, right? So
Yeah.
I roll cigars at events. I have them planned out years in advance, weddings, corporate stuff, golf tournaments. And as soon as the shutdown happened, the quarantining, whatever, I lost all that business for 3 months.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So as a small bit, I mean, we're so small, we're a boutique company. That hurts because that's what we rely on to live and support our family. So initially, I was stressed. Then I said, okay, two things can happen. Either we can just, sit over here, feel bad for ourselves, and wrap it up and say, hey, we're, whatever, we're done. Or two, we could sack up and say, what do we got to do to get through this time and plan for the future? And that's what we did because that's how we roll. And so, have we suffered a little bit financially, sales wise? Yes, but we have grown so much in this time. It's crazy. Our 2020, we started production with Eric Espinosa at La Zona Factory. We're about to release a cigar with Privada Cigar Company in their Cigar of the Month Club. We are getting booked for events now from fall to 2020 into 2021. And don't quote me on this, but we're talking to another major factory in Nicaragua about releasing some blends with them.
Awesome.
Called Aganorsa.
Who are we going to tell?
I know, right? It's just right now it's conversation, but we're looking to diversify our portfolio a little bit, like our options. So yeah, has it affected us? Yep. But we got more organized, we got a game plan, and everything's lined up. It's like, a lot of brands, to be honest, are going to fall off.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, because maybe they weren't structured right or couldn't, whatever. We figured out a way to use this time to plan, get organized, and be ready. So as soon as everything opens back up, we fill the void,
That's awesome.
That's awesome. Yep. Now, a follow-up question to that is you talked about, getting organized and kind of stepping back and taking a look. So let's say somebody out there in the listening audience is thinking about opening up, their own line of cigars. What would be, what would be the mistakes that you would tell them to avoid, or which directions would you tell them to go? Like, what advice would you have for someone if they were going to start out and do what you've done?
Yeah, I mean, that's a loaded question, sort of. But
I'm good at those.
I don't. Honestly, this isn't for everybody. You have to be a special type of person to get into this business because it's not fast money. It's not quick money. It's a passion business. It's an art business, and it takes time. So you got to either do it as a hobby or have a long game in mind. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, unless you have billions of dollars and you can flood the market with marketing and advertising and get your product in every country, all right, you might make some money, quick. But you definitely have to love it, for sure. And one day at a time, man. It's hard. My issues getting into the business was I'm a first generation cigar manufacturer, so this the original cigar industry is based off family and legacy and generations, right? Like the major families are just passed down. I got into it about 10 years ago, before a lot of like boutique stuff started popping up. There were a few, but no one really knew me and trusted me and really wanted to work with me because I was nobody. So it's all about, relationships, man. You got to be seen. And if you want to brand, you want to get into this business, you just can't stop. Do it and don't stop.
Amen.
Awesome.
That's the best thing I could say.
So now I want to go back because I was first introduced to you when you were on The Good Cigar with Al Roman. I listened to his episode and I heard you on there.
Great guy.
Yeah, he's a fantastic guy. And he you told a story about selling cigars out of your trunk.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Let's talk about that for a little
bit. Yeah. So when I was a cop, I was doing cigars part time, on the side, my free time after work, before work. had the factory going, so I was kind of like all over the place. But what started happening was I would get phone calls, and I was on patrol at the time, so I'm out in the public a lot. In downtime, I'm smoking a cigar if I can.
Yeah.
People in the community see me, they kind of started associating with me as like the cigar guy. And man, there a lot of shifts I'd ride around with cigars in the trunk of my car. and I can talk about it now because I'm not employed with them anymore. But a lot of the guys, would hit me up during shift, be like, "Yo, Amendola, you got any cigars in the trunk?" Yep. So meet over here, pass them off. But then I started getting wholesale accounts, and I was like, I either have to quit being a cop or quit being a cigar brand.
Yeah.
Because I couldn't do both. I couldn't keep selling out of my police, conflict of interest.
That probably would get you in a little bit of a trouble, yeah.
Yeah. So I had to be creative,
So in the vein there, talking about you being a police officer, Nick and I are both journalists, and we love stories from our cop friends and firefighters. There's always that one, like, weird, strange case or one weird thing that you encountered while you were out on the streets. Tell us about that.
Oh, man. I had, there's a couple of them, but I think the one that really just had me like, wow, was it was actually my first month I got released. So like after the academy, you have to ride around with a training officer for like 6 months.
Okay.
So I remember I just got released and had my own car, had my own call sign and everything. We got a shots fired or disturbance with a weapon call, and some guy shooting a shotgun in the air in his parking lot or beating on his girl or something like that. So ironically, I'm the first one there, right? Of course. I'm like, oh boy, blood pressure's going. Hop out of my car. Had another backup show up just on time. Thank God. He had a rookie with her, and we see this guy run into an apartment. So first instinct is to go after him, and that's what we do. We run in the house, guns out. See the guy in the living room. It's tunnel vision, right? I didn't see any guns. I didn't see a shotgun. Out of nowhere, some girl from the other room flies and jumps on my backup officer's back and starts choking him out.
Oh my gosh!
Wow.
So I'm like, we're gonna get ambushed in here. Like we're getting attacked. Like this is full on, So I'm looking at the guy and he's doing one of these like, feet start moving a little bit,
acting cagey. Yeah,
acting cagey, and I'm like, we're gonna fight. And he lunged at the officer in training. And I started to put my gun away to just go hands on. But before I could put my gun away, I tried to wrap him up and he knocked the gun out of my hand and we go on the floor fighting. So we're grappling around a little bit. I just have him kind of, he's mounted me and I just kind of have him pinned. So, cause he's trying to get my gun too.
Yeah.
I kicked the gun under the coffee table. So I'm like, all right, weapons out of here. We're just going to be physical. And so he's punching me, I'm punching him. Finally, I hear this whack. I think one of the officers hit him on the back with a flashlight, like a mag light. And I was able to get him off of me, cuffed him up. Long story short, we had the whole family was fighting us. So we cuffed them all up. SWAT showed up. And as soon as everything calmed down and I was able to like get my composure, I look around the room. There are hand grenades on the floor.
Oh.
AK-47s on the couch. We lift up the cushions to the couch. There's handgun, a full arsenal, right?
Oh my gosh!
Lift up the coffee table. There's ammo, knives. I'm like, we're on the ground wrestling with grenades.
Oh, it's like he's over at my house.
Oh my god! Oh god!
So I started hyperventilating. I'm like, oh my god! And then it all sunk in, like what was going on? Like, he could have been blown up
at any time. That could have
at
gone
any
really
time.
south.
And what it turned out to be, he was on a hit list. I think that's why the SWAT showed up afterwards when we went to court. He was on a hit list for being an arms dealer. Like it was like a cartel thing.
Holy crap!
He just got really drunk that day and decided to go off on his girl and start shooting his gun. And that's how we. But yeah, that was probably one of the most. I'll never forget that moment.
Oh my god!
And then I think to myself, I'm like, man, I should have shot him. What if I did? What if I didn't? He didn't have a gun, but there were guns everywhere.
Well, and that's something
one of those.
I don't think people understand that aren't in law enforcement or aren't around them. that you guys will sit and second guess yourselves on things like this forever after these situations.
I still play back the scenarios in my head. Yeah.
Well,
Or something will remind me of it, and I'm like, man, what I could have.
Because like
I shouldn't have fought that guy. I shouldn't have dropped my gun.
Well, because you get all these couch quarterbacks that like to say, "Oh, you should have shot him in the leg."
Oh,
well,
yeah.
Dude,
bullshit.
You have like not even a half a second to process
No.
what's going on and then make a decision. You know,
People think that there's some sort of guideline to follow or like steps. When you're in a situation like that, you go off your instinct.
it's survival.
It's survival mode at that point. It's like, forget what you were taught. You got to live and make a decision so other people stay alive and you stay alive.
Yeah.
That should be alive. You know what I'm saying? I hate that. I hate when people see, the media blows out of proportion. They like to
not
throw
us.
under the bus. Oh, good. And they show you like a clip of what happened, right?
Yeah.
You don't know what led to that. You don't know what the officer had to think, do, or whatever.
Yeah, that 15 seconds that might make the news is not it's not a good snapshot of the situation as a whole.
Nope.
Yep.
Nope. Not at all. Drives me nuts.
That's fun.
So,
but I am an advocate for law enforcement.
Oh,
And,
absolutely. Same here. And I'm going to circle back to Nick here real quick. Let's go around the horn here. What are you guys getting on your sticks?
This cigar is fantastic. I'm getting a lot of like pepper. There's some cocoa. There's like some little like either earthiness, leatheriness, something like that going on. I mean, it's a fantastic smoke. I'm really digging this cigar a lot. I've got the Maduro, by the way, for everyone listening at home.
And I've got the Connecticut, and it is just creamy. It's even on the retrohale, very, very. There's pepper there, but not much. It's just these are good cigars. It's got a great construction, good burn line going. Mm-hmm. And as far as yours, Jeff, what are you getting there?
Yeah, just some pepper, man. It's like a leathery pepper taste in this Habano. That's what I love about it. It's not overwhelmingly spicy because I don't necessarily love that all the time. It's just enough pepper in there to tingle, and then you get that rich leather, earthy aromas from it. Right now, I'm halfway through.
Well, and it's not often that we get to sit and smoke 3 cigars from the same line like we're doing today.
Right.
And I love this because you get to hear what all different components of your brand there have.
Yeah. That's why I wanted you guys to have a little bit of everything.
No, we definitely appreciate it.
And then
absolutely.
I got to send you guys some cannolis, too.
Well,
that may have to be a follow-up
I'll tell you
episode.
what,
so.
Yeah.
As a fat Italian kid, I like cannoli, so,
Hey, there you go. So do I.
I'll tell you what, have you been to St. Louis before?
No, never.
Oh, dude. You got to get to St. Louis.
I heard they have a lot of Italians, though.
Yes, that's exactly what I was about to say. You got to get to St. Louis. There's a neighborhood over there called The Hill. And,
I heard about it.
Dude, there's some of the best Italian food in the world over there. And Jeff and I, we like to go over to the Hill Cigar Company, which is right there, nestled right there. And, I mean, fantastic cigar shop and lounge. And
so I got to hit them up. I got to send them some products.
Dude, I'm saying, and within walking distance, there's some of the best chicken parm I've ever had. I was over there the other day, and I had a sandwich from a shop there. It's the best hot salami sandwich I've ever had. Dude, I mean,
hungry now.
It's like this.
I'm hungry now.
They toast it. It's on this like ridiculously.
Is that Urzi's or where did you go?
No, that was. Oh God, it's like Gia's or something.
Oh, okay. I know which one you're talking about. Yeah,
Gallo's.
Yep. I know which one you're talking about.
Yeah,
ridiculously. There's this
good
little
hot
Italian
salami
market a block away from the cigar place
called Urzi's,
and we go in there, and I mean, we get salami and cheese and crackers and bread. And
chocolate-covered espresso beans.
They have the greatest selection of candies in there. It's awesome.
Love that.
You get that. We get that. We go down the way, like a block down the street to the Hill Cigar Company. We set up everything. We got all the food and everything. We get the drinks, the whiskey, whatever, and then we're just sitting there smoking cigars, having that.
It's really stereotypical for two fatties to sit and smoke cigars and eat candy.
It is the best afternoon, man.
It really is.
Isn't that the best thing, though? You have a good meal, a good drink, and a good cigar.
Yep.
Like all relatively close to each other.
Mm-hmm.
That's just. We got a spot here called the Angus Barn. It's in Raleigh Steakhouse.
Yeah.
Listen to this. What they did was they turned their meat locker into a cigar lounge dining room.
Ooh.
So they have a walk-in humidor in the lobby. But when you get there, I love it because it makes me feel like I'm in the Goodfellas or something.
Yeah, yeah.
You get there and you say, now I just walk back in there, but if first time there or whatever, walk up, say, I'd like to be escorted to the meat locker. They say, sure. Check on availability. They walk you through the whole operation in the kitchen, down some stairs, back room, all the way out to this meat locker that is literally a big, it's a locker. Like it has the door like a freezer locker.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you can fit about 20 people in there. You could eat dinner, drink, and smoke a cigar at the same time.
That's awesome.
Oh, it's fantastic.
That's awesome. So,
and they sell a lot of our cigars, so it's great.
That doesn't hurt a bit. Not at all.
Yeah, that's where we do all the business meetings.
That's cool. Well, yeah, no, you need to make it out to St. Louis sometime. There's a couple of different shops we can introduce you to, and
that's I would love to do that. And kind of like what you were asking about before with the pandemic, the Corona, COVID stuff going on. A lot of around here, our regular brick and mortars haven't been buying. Only our, you know what I'm saying? That's affected us a little bit.
Yeah.
Because they're limited to how they sell. Our online distributors have been selling for us pretty well. But if you know some of the brick and mortars that are, I think now people are starting to get back on like, hey, we got to get some product in,
Definitely.
We're going to start opening up. That's when I would love to reach out to them.
Well, and a lot of these places have probably been just burning through the stock they have, waiting to see
That's what I'm
how
saying.
long the lockdown is, when they're going to be able to open exactly.
Yeah.
Now, the folks on the podcast, can't see it, but we're actually doing a Skype call with Jeff today, and I got to tell you, brother, I got to get one of those hats.
Oh yeah,
I love that thing. That's really cool.
Just grab the hat there, Jeff.
It's my everyday fedora. It's one of those.
It's like a wicker fedora. I don't even know how to describe it.
It's light for like summertime.
Yeah, that's like the coolest hat. It's up there with Corey Frisbee's hats.
Yeah, he's got the like cowboy thing going on.
Yeah, the kind of it's almost like an Indiana Jones hat he wears. Yeah.
Oh yeah. So. This is what they would call a pork pie, I think.
Okay.
Pork pie style.
It looks better on you though. I couldn't pull that off.
Just gotta try it out, man.
I'm gonna find one and give it a shot because that's a good look. I like it.
The hat doesn't make you; you make the hat. You know what I'm saying?
Damn straight, brother. I like where you're coming from. So we've got about 10 minutes or so left here because I know you're on a little bit of a time constraint.
Yeah.
Is there anything you'd like to hit or talk to us about with your line that you want our listeners to know about?
Well, this is what I want people to know. There's brands out there, right, that just own a brand. They put the name on a box, put the name on a cigar, and they find people to sell it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Something that sets us apart as a brand is that I do all the blends in my house first. Because I took the time, 10 years of learning how to do this, put tobacco together, roll cigars. I bring tobacco to me first to taste, put it together. And then when we started working with some of the, bigger factories in Nicaragua and Honduras, that's how our blends are done. I'm very hands-on. Everything is done in-house. Chris, my business partner, he handles all our sales and, major accounts. We're doing it. We're doing it all ourselves. I want people to know that when they think of Amendola Cigars, we're not just a regular brand. That we're actually hands-on, blending everything, doing everything ourselves, and really took the time to learn the craft, and the trade. And I think it shows in our work and our product. We do a little bit extra fermentation on the tobacco. It's a clean smoke, and I need everyone listening to try our cigars. I would love for you to try our cigar.
Well, I'll tell you what, the Maduro has definitely got my seal of approval.
The Connecticut has mine. This is the first time. I know it's the first time I've smoked the cigars. Is it the first time you've smoked the cigar, Nick?
So I've tried I think it was a Connecticut. Is that the blue? Because you have the red.
Habano.
Habano's the blue. Okay.
Blue.
Yes.
So, I've tried the Habano. I tried the Habano. It came in a Stogie Bird box quite a while
Yeah,
back.
yeah.
And I had gotten that, and I tried that, and let me tell you, man, it was and what's so funny is I'd had that cigar sitting in my humidor for the longest time, and I heard the interview with Al on the Good Cigar, and I remember thinking, oh, I need to try this guy's cigars. They sound pretty good, and kind of moved on with life a little bit, and it was actually right around. I think it was right around the beginning of the COVID stuff. I'm going through all my cigars, just kind of getting an inventory before I'm hitting the shop to try and stock up and everything before everything's shut down. And I'm going through this, and I'm like, "What cigar is this?" And I look at it, and I'm like, "Oh crap, this is an Amendola." It's like that's that guy from the Good Cigar. So I have tried the Habano, and I remember liking it quite a bit. So.
That's awesome,
and the Maduro is definitely aces. So
Yeah, absolutely.
I just got to circle back around.
Yeah, that's great. I mean, I think, as much as the first half of this year has been kind of like, I hate to say a wash, but we're making moves, man. We're not going anywhere. So,
Well, you can look at it as a wash, but like in reality, I know Dan over at Riverman, I know Tim over at the Hill. A lot of these shop owners, they're taking this opportunity to do things in the shop that they weren't able to do because the customers were in. I mean, like Tim over at the Hill, he's painting the lounge. I mean, they've been scrubbing the walls, painting the lounge. He's getting all new furniture and everything. And because he can't have anybody back there, so he's taking that opportunity. Dan over at Riverman, he's doing the same thing, getting new furniture and really rehabbing the place and stuff. And it's giving these guys an opportunity to really go through their inventory and get caught up on their inventory.
That's the best way to do it, man.
Yeah, and it sounds like that's what you guys did. You kind of took the break.
That's what we did, man.
Took the break and just kind of said, okay,
What do we got to do? What haven't we been able to do? Because we've been busy trying to make money, we're trying to do sales, trying to put out product, trying to figure life out. We got our books in order. We got our financial plan set out. We're buying tobacco. We are locking in production with major factories in the industry. We are still getting sales and pre-orders. It's all like behind the scenes stuff.
Yeah.
That needs to happen for us to become successful in the long run.
Definitely.
We can still build relationships,
So let me ask a question that just dawned on me in the few minutes we've got left here. How are you set up for like the FDA, like standard equivalents and all that? Because I know those standard equivalents got pushed back to September. And and everything. Are you all good to where that's not going to pose you any issues?
Yeah, right now we're FDA compliant. There will be some minor changes with what we do because we are doing some production at a new factory.
Okay.
Which will just really mean that, and they're in support of it and willing to work with us. Is make sure that any new blend that comes out has to be substantially equivalent.
Yeah.
So we just, they work with us, we work with them to make sure that we can prove that. And we're
but nobody has to worry that we're not going to find Amendola come September.
Oh, no.
Okay, that's what I'm wanting to make sure.
As far as I know, we are on par.
All right.
So
that's what's important.
For folks like me, who've
Mm-hmm.
never had the cigar before and haven't necessarily encountered it at one of our brick and mortars, that I go to. Where if somebody out there doesn't have a brick and mortar close to them that's selling this cigar, tell everybody real quick here as we wrap up, where can they get a hold of your product?
Yeah, the best thing to do if you don't see it in your brick and mortar right now is to our premier online account is AtlanticCigars.com. They have our whole line. They're doing some really good specials right now. They also have 3 brick and mortars in New York. They sell at those. So I definitely go to AtlanticCigars.com. Just search for Amendola or BestCigarPrices.com. They're doing some deals on box prices right now and should be hopefully getting some sample packs of ours pretty soon.
That's
Very
awesome.
Cool. And then where can people follow you?
Definitely social media platforms. Instagram at Amendola Family Cigars, Twitter at Amendola Family Cigars, and Facebook, same name.
Perfect.
Yeah, follow us on Instagram. We love to be present there and interact there with everybody. So
Definitely. Well, Jeff, seriously, man, thank you very much for your time, and we really
and thank you for introducing me to these sticks because these are phenomenal, man. Nice job on these.
We're digging the cigars.
No, thank you.
So.
Yeah, thanks for having me on the show, and your time and willingness to try us out.
Yeah, definitely.
They're awesome sticks, man.
And hey, real quick, before we let Jeff go, we really want to thank Dave Rivera over at Martinez Cigars for getting this all set up and introducing and everything. So
those are my guys.
Yeah, they're awesome guys. So
yeah, they helped me out a lot in the beginning when I was doing my own factory.
Yeah,
I got a lot of their hand-me-downs.
Oh, that's awesome.
Well, the more we've gotten to know him, the more we think, just so highly of the guy.
So
yeah, they're like family. So we're gonna hopefully we could do a cigar with them there pretty soon. But that's my second home when I go back up to New York, man. I love them.
That's awesome.
Great guys.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Well, Jeff, thanks again, man, for coming on the show today.
Oh, yeah.
It's been great to talk to you.
Yeah, this has been awesome. And
Anytime.
And if you ever need anything from us, you know how to get in touch with me, man.
Yeah, sounds good, bro.
Well, that was awesome. What a great guy.
Dude, Jeff is a fantastic dude. So I'm really happy we were able to
That's
take
what
some
I love.
time and talk to him.
Love about this show is I have had the opportunity to meet so many cool people.
So before we get going into the rest of the show here, I'm about halfway on
I'm
my
a little
Maduro.
over on the Connecticut.
Okay. What are you getting at this point in the cigar?
It's just, like I said, I'm not going to change anything from when Jeff was on to now.
Mm-hmm.
This is just a great, smooth, creamy cigar.
Oh, dude, I'm digging the hell out of this Maduro.
Yeah, these
This
are
has got
good sticks.
Some little hint of cocoa. It's got the pepper. It's got that kind of little earthiness to it. It's a fantastic stick. And you touched on it earlier. The construction on this thing is just immaculate. I mean, it is burning like super level. I'm loving this cigar.
Well, and Jeff mentioned, too, that they do let their tobaccos ferment a little bit longer, and you can really tell that with the Connecticut. Because, man, if a Connecticut is pushed out too quickly, it's so bitter.
It's got that bitterness,
Yep.
yeah. Exactly.
And this is just smooth.
Yeah. So
I haven't done a mid cigar retro hail. Let me give that a shot real quick.
Okay.
Ooh, it's just smooth.
Nice.
It's a little bit of pepper on the retro, but man, it's just a good stick.
So I want to touch on this because we didn't really do this in the very beginning. So you're smoking the Amendola Connecticut.
Yes.
And we're smoking just across the board. All three of us were smoking Toros. So your cigar has an Ecuadorian Connecticut shade wrapper with a Honduran binder and Dominican and Nicaraguan filler. Okay?
Yep.
I'm smoking the Maduro, and the Maduro has a Habano Maduro wrapper, and the binder is Criollo, and the filler is from the Dominican Republic. Now, he was smoking the Habano, which, like I said, I'd had before. The wrapper is Habano, and the binder and filler are both Nicaraguan. So, fantastic cigars.
I look forward to trying that one as well.
He was so kind to send us one of each of them for each of us. So,
that's awesome.
So we have the all three of them here to try. So
I can't recommend Amendola high enough.
Now, before we get into Ask the Boys,
okay,
we have the return of Larry the Mute.
Where's he been?
I think he's had COVID.
Oh,
yeah.
Did he tell you that?
I mean, he's been gone for a couple weeks, so I just kind of assumed. But anyway,
Okay.
But no. So Larry's here, and
Larry, good to have you back, brother.
It was sad to see you, or be without you, man. So
what's he featuring today?
Today he is going to be smoking the Garcia y Vega Green Leaf Cigars, available 2 for $1.29.
I've had that.
Have you really?
Yeah, I really
Oh my
have.
God!
My partner Jerry loves Garcia Vega.
Oh,
yeah, absolutely loves it. It's all he smokes.
Oh my God!
Yeah.
So anyway, Larry, take it away with the Garcia Vega Green Leaf Cigars. He had a little COVID cough there.
How in the world do we not get complaint letters? This is the stupidest thing ever. Oh my God.
Larry, I don't know why Jeff is just...
Send your correspondence to nick@cigarpulpit.com.
You've been gone for a couple weeks. I figured Jeff would be polite when you came back, but he still has to shit on your reviews.
It's an audio podcast.
But seriously, Larry...
I mean, I love you, brother, but come on.
I appreciate the effort and time you put into it. So, anyway, that is the Garcia Vega Green Leaf Cigar.
Did he like it?
Yes.
How do you know?
I'm guessing.
Bye, Larry.
Take it easy, Larry. Thanks,
See you,
man.
brother. I can't believe he drives all the way up for that.
I mean, he wants to be a part.
Fair enough.
He's a solid dude. So,
no argument there.
anyway. Well, how about we get into a little bit of Ask the Boys?
Okay.
All right. So, folks, Ask the Boys is a segment we do every Tuesday where we answer listener questions. So we want you to send in your listener questions. Send them to us through direct message on Instagram, either at The Cigar Pulpit or at Naked Gator, N-E-K-K-I-D Gator. Also, you can go over to the cigarpulpit.com. And you can use the Contact the Pulpit page to send us your questions there, too.
Okay.
So we only have a couple questions this week, but that's all right.
I have one, too. I have one that came into me, so
I'll
follow up after yours.
Perfect. So I'm going to butcher this name because there's like 3 I's, but Vidataix? I don't know.
Close enough.
Vidataix wants to know if we can send T-Berry gum.
Okay. The problem is you can't find it. And trust me, I want some T-berry gum in the worst way.
So, unfortunately, the brothers that own... What did we determine? We asked the lady at Cracker Barrel about T-berry gum.
Yes.
And we were told that the 2 brothers that owned the company apparently...
For some reason, the random lady at the Cracker Barrel
all the knowledge about the T-berry gum.
Was very up to speed.
And I guess there was a fight between the 2 brothers, and unfortunately... When they fought, they took their toys and went home, and that means right now there's no T-berry gum.
And that can't suck enough. It's got a very wintergreen taste to it. Okay. For those of you out there that haven't ever been able to experience it, it's part of my childhood that I'm just desperately missing now.
Well, and that's why they brought this up, is they say that you use it as a flavor note so often they really want to try the gum.
Because it's good.
Now,
and it's a good flavor note, too, if you can get it.
I mean, you're kind of full of crap, but anyway. So, the Triple B Life wants to know, would Gator ever wear a man bun?
No.
That's good, because
that's a hard no.
I would kick you square in the nuts if you ever
and
did
I would want you to do that.
I mean, I would literally I'd find the biggest, hardest steel toe boot I could find. Now, and I would send your nuts rocketing into your mouth.
I will, like I did yesterday. I snuck over. I made it through Checkpoint Charlie and got across the river out of the People's Republic of Illinois.
Into the land of the free.
Yeah, who knew? Right across the Mississippi is Missouri thriving right now.
Oh, my God.
And I went over there, and I went to Brouchard's. And, oh, my God, if you were ever in Cape Girardeau and soon to be Paducah, Kentucky, because they took over the old Whalers Catch location there. But if you have ever been to Brouchard's, you know what I'm talking about. And if you haven't, you got to go experience it. It's some of the best Cajun food on the planet. It rival and people are going to argue with me and send me your letters. Tell me I'm wrong. But I would put their food up against any restaurant I've ever experienced in New Orleans.
So what did you have there?
I had crawfish etouffee, brother. And it was not on the diet. We'll talk about the diet in a minute. I blew the diet all to hell yesterday. But dude, oh my God. I haven't had Brouchard's in like 3 months, and it scratched where I itched, brother. It really did. And then I also went.
Well, dude, the diet's over.
The diet's not over.
We're in June. The diet's over.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah. So at this point, I don't give a fuck what you do. You've already failed the troops. So,
but I was there in May. We're recording early.
God damn it, Jack! I'm trying to give you a fucking out here, man. Trying to give you an out.
I posted the picture yesterday. Well, being in Cape Girardeau.
Now I've got a fucking editing nightmare on my hands. Thanks. This is amusing. Thanks.
Okay. Well, we won't talk about the diet anymore because it's over.
God damn it. I might just leave this in just because.
You should.
Son of a bitch.
I blew the diet all to hell, and it was in May, and I went to Cape Girardeau, and I know you want me to say it's June because the episode's coming out in June, but by God, I shot my diet all to hell, and I'm not proud of it, but it happened.
Anyway.
And I'm nothing if not honest. So, if you get a
I
chance
swear,
to go...
this is why we can't pre-record.
This is why we
Jeff
can't have nice podcasts.
Jeff can't concept that, hey, this is going to be out in 10 days.
We're not usually this far ahead. So
I know, I'm trying to be productive, and you blew it.
anyway, back to Brichard's, though, which it really is, what we need to talk about here. The food is just phenomenal. And I will tell you, I also had a chance here in June to go over and hit up Tobacco Lane in Cape Girardeau. Very nice little humidor, had a nice small lounge going. They were social distancing and all, but it was so nice to see people actually out enjoying their lives and living their lives.
Well, there you
go. It was
go.
amazing. So, yeah, if you get a chance to go to Cape Girardeau, Missouri, be sure you got to go to Brichard's and then swing over to Tobacco Lane and check out their humidor. Nice little shop. From everything I gathered, it was family owned, and I was very impressed with it. Nice humidor. They had the Project 40s. They had, the Padrones. They had Padrones really, really reasonably priced there. I was very impressed with that store. So,
well, and you bought some budget cigar there.
I did. I bought, and I actually brought Nick one of them. I got it's a Connecticut shade grown, and it's a budget cigar. Now, it actually comes out to about $2.15 a stick.
Nice.
Now, it's a budget cigar. It's a bundled cigar. It's got a blue band on it. But quite frankly, it brings down my cost average considerably on what I'm smoking. So I was able to buy, a few more premium cigars there and still get the sticks I needed to kind of cover me for the week.
Now, what does this have to do with you wearing a man bun?
That I couldn't tell you.
Okay. All right. Well,
but I'm not going to wear it. Oh, so, yeah, no, I do know. You've circled me back. You've crystallized my thoughts eloquently, Nick Miller. So here's the deal. The reason I talked about this as part of the man bun in the Ask the Boy segment is I did have my hair in a ponytail yesterday. Now, the only problem...
Close.
The only... I like to pull it back in a ponytail. It was hot. We had the Jeep going. Otherwise, the hair's flying in my face with the windows down and the top off.
Maybe if you'd cut your hair and not be a dirty hippie.
I got another half inch, and I can donate it.
You've been saying that for like a year.
It won't grow. My hair has stopped growing.
Well, okay. Then, folks, if there's anybody out there who's like into hair,
anybody's got some mane and tail they can send
anybody that like possibly has any sort of suggestion,
some sort of conditioner,
idea, whatever, that can get his damn hair growing so he can get this like mop.
It hit 7.5 inches behind the ponytail. I've got to get to 8 to be able to donate to Pantene or some other companies, and it will not.
I thought
keep
they won't
growing.
take yours because of the gray.
Okay, other companies will. Pantene won't. But Pantene Beautiful Locks or whatever, they took it the first time, but yeah, I'm a little too gray now. And I really noticed how gray I've gotten yesterday. Driving, like I'm looking in the mirror and, the top's off and, the sun's out. I'm like, oh my God, my hair's white. Yeah.
The beard is really white.
Yeah, the beard. I can play Santa.
Yeah.
Yeah. I may do that for some Christmas and July things coming up.
I mean, you might need it for some money. So.
True that.
So, our buddy Rob over at Cigar Talk wants to know, would you consider a fitness challenge of some sort between you and I and post an update?
Oh, my God.
I don't really know what kind of fitness update he and I could do. I mean, we're both men of size, despite the fitness or the weight loss challenge.
Yeah. You did a nice job with the weight loss challenge, though. I'm impressed.
Well, I'm not done yet, Jeff, because
you are when this comes out.
You just outed us. It's like recording in advance.
You're kicking my ass so far.
So,
I don't think I have any way I can catch up.
Yeah, no.
Other than lopping off like, an appendage.
But
and I need all 5 of mine.
Yeah, so Rob, I don't know what kind of fitness challenge.
That'll get you later. You'll catch that later, but I'll let it go now.
Ew. Rob, I don't know what kind of fitness challenge you're talking about. I mean, we can discuss it, but
I think you and I need a foot race.
Oh,
100-yard dash,
dude. If you see
there's your fitness challenge.
If you see me running, something really really fucked up has happened.
Like Nick and I have often discussed that.
I am not made for speed.
I don't have to beat everyone. I just have to beat Nick.
Yeah, that's exactly it. I just got to beat at least one person.
Because whatever's attacking is going to stop to kill them.
Unless it's an explosion and all of us could get hurt.
Yeah,
then
it's kind of like the other guys.
Then I got to be the first one out. But
there's no way people walk away from an explosion like that. That just doesn't happen. Mm-mm. You see those guys, the bomb goes off behind them, and they're walking away, kind of like me coming out of a bathroom.
Exactly. There's a concussion blast that has to be accounted for.
There's damage.
Kind of like you coming out of a
There's
bathroom.
no way I don't have soft tissue damage. And that's just from me taking a crap.
God. So yeah, Rob, why don't you let me know what you're thinking about, and I'll consider
People
it.
would pay good money to watch us have a 100-yard dash.
I don't know if that's the case.
We could even pole vault. Well, you do that a lot on your own. But we could even pole
What?
vault. Huh? What? Yeah. Maybe a high jump.
Was that a... Anyway. All right.
I've never understood the triple jump. I've covered a lot of sports in my life. What is the point of a triple jump? You take 3 steps and then you jump. I mean, just run down there and jump. I don't know why that's a whole separate thing.
So Gold Coast Gentleman...
Not even going to touch that, are you?
Gold Coast Gentleman wants to know...
Just going to let that go.
And he's got a serious question, and this is going to be something we're going to talk about for a minute. Gold Coast Gentleman wants to know, how do you feel about Instagram allowing Cigar Aficionado to advertise, but yet you're not allowed to advertise the podcast?
It starts with bull and it ends with shit.
So...
And that's sexist. I shouldn't say bullshit. That's right.
So, yeah.
We covered that earlier. Last month.
Let's touch on this. As Jeff has just revealed, we are recording this in advance.
He's so mad.
Earlier today...
He's so mad.
Earlier
I can
today,
just see it on your face.
I'm scrolling on my Instagram feed, and I find that Cigar Aficionado is advertising a subscription special on Instagram.
How?
And
how are they doing that?
Therein lies my thing, because every time I've ever attempted to promote the podcast through paid advertising, I'm willing to give Instagram my hard-earned money. Every time I've attempted to do that, they tell me no, because the podcast promotes tobacco use, and it goes against their advertising terms and conditions. So explain to me how Cigar Aficionado can get away with it, but I can't.
I have no explanation.
Now I want to say,
go ahead.
Before we go any further, I want to say, I'm not picking on any brands that do have ads out there. I don't want to make this...
But how are you doing it and we can't?
Wait, I don't want to make this into a thing where it seems like we're picking on Cigar Aficionado or anybody else.
No, because those guys will crush us.
This is all about Instagram.
Yeah.
And Facebook.
Yep.
And the inherent unfairness of their advertising policy.
I have sent Nick various ads over the course of the last couple of months where people are advertising ashtrays or they're advertising... there's this guy advertising cigar life insurance for the cigar smoker. It's like, holy shit, why can't we advertise our cigar? We'll even call that guy and have him on as a guest, but we can't advertise we're doing it.
Yeah, exactly. And, and there was an ad that was going on around Christmas time where it featured a picture of Santa Claus sitting there drinking whiskey and smoking a cigar. Now, explain to me how... Literally, the ad that I want to put up is our logo... and the channels, the Apple, Google, Spotify, Podbean, where we're available to be listened. But yeah, and it basically says, check out new episodes every Tuesday and Friday. Why is it that I can't put that up, but yet it's okay for a picture of Santa Claus, who children idolize and love, to be seen smoking and drinking?
Because Mark Zuckerberg is a fascist.
It's crap, and I'm getting sick and tired of dealing with it, because realistically, folks... my audience would be significantly larger if I could...
I don't know about significantly.
No,
it might be larger.
Trust me. This is the real bitch. Instagram will let you set up your audience and everything for this. And they have subcategories for smokers, cigars, all this kind of stuff. And then when you go to submit the ad, then they deny it.
Well, what if we just leave cigars off of it? But then it doesn't
But
go to
I
the
want
target.
to micro-target
Right.
to the people that actually care.
Those sick bastards.
So yeah, so it's
Thanks,
bullshit.
Instagram.
So it's complete bullshit, and I'm tired of the double standard. And so I guess this is as good a time as any for me to make my appeal, which is, folks, the only way this show grows, and it's not just my show. It's Cigar Talk. It's Good Cigar. It's Down to the Nub. It's these shows. In order
they're all our friends.
The Straight Cut. In order for these shows to advance and to grow in audience size and to start reaching more people and everything, and quite frankly, for us to make a little money doing it, because...
God forbid.
Here's the thing. Manufacturers don't want to advertise on a show with a small audience or a perceived...
Not that ours is small.
No,
it's
not.
growing
a perceived
considerably.
Small audience.
Yep.
But if we had a larger audience... we could, get some money, and I mean, because quite frankly, there's a lot of time and effort that goes into this. I love it.
This is a labor of love.
I mean, I wouldn't stop it,
Yeah.
but it's one of those things. Would it be nice to get a little money rolling in for doing it? Yeah, it'd be. I mean, everybody wants a little money for their effort.
Yep.
So it's one of those things.
And I'll tell you, not so much me, but Nick has put a lot of time and effort into this. I just show up, I record. He does the man hour. He puts the man hours in. He does the research. He's got all the computer equipment.
I'm setting up the guests. I'm editing all the shows.
Although you know, for a very real and legally binding sense, we are 50-50.
Show me the paperwork. But anyway, so the point
I'm going to get hosed.
The point is, folks, in order for us to grow, it's all grassroots. We need you to tell your friends. If you're listening to this, we need you to tell 5 people, hey, I listen to the show. These guys are freaking morons, but they're funny at times. So give them a shot.
Exactly.
You know, and we've had a lot of really badass guests.
Yeah, lately.
For the last month or month and a half or so. And we've got some more rolling up and everything like that. So, guys, help us get the word out because Instagram and Facebook are doing everything in their power to shut us down.
Yep.
So,
or at least to keep, their oppressive thumb on us.
Yeah, they're jackbooted thugs have a freaking boot on our throat, but they're letting Cigar Aficionado go by, but, whatever. I don't know. The point is, we need your help. And just tell people about us. Just tell people about us. And
tell your local stores because we're actually reaching out right now.
That's the other thing.
We want them to get a hold of us. We want to talk to them about what they're doing.
Thank you, Jeff. You just reminded me of this. So we are going to be starting a new segment on Fridays where we highlight a brick and mortar store every week. Nothing super long, maybe 5-10 minutes with everybody, just kind of get a little bit of a history of the shop. Maybe what's a couple cool things that you do that you feel sets you apart from other shops, that kind of thing. But we want to be able to highlight the brick and mortar stores that have struggled through this COVID and could use a little bit of promotion.
We want to give back.
Exactly.
Yep.
And so I have a video up on my Instagram where I'm kind of calling for this. Go to that post. Tag your local store in a comment on that post. Shoot me a direct message. Whatever. Just tell them to reach out to me, or you reach out and I'll reach out to them. Something like that, and we'll make.
I'll
this
reach
happen.
around. We'll make this happen. Yes.
Stay away from me. But anyway, the point remains.
Who doesn't like a reach around?
We want. God. We want to...
You don't want to get left out.
Oh, my train of thought has just derailed and is on fire. Anyway, help us. Just help us. Spread the word. Help us out. We're wanting to help other people.
Help us help you.
We're all in this together, guys. So
actually, in this case, we are. We need you.
Kind of,
please. Yeah. You are our congregation. You're our parishioners.
So that's
get out and spread the good word.
That's the extraordinarily long answer to.
Wait, was that still a question?
To Andy's question.
Are you done with your questions?
Yes, I am done with my questions.
Okay, so I've got mine here. Let me.
You do have a question, don't
you? Yes, this is from listener Jeff. He wants to know, Nick, what is it like when you wake up at noon after being on a Zoom call till 5 a.m?
Listener Jeff, huh?
Nick burned the midnight oil last night.
So last night was one of the super herfs that Rob over at Cigar Talk does. And Nick
hijacked apparently.
He does these once a month. And he does a herf, a Zoom herf every week, but he does a super herf once a month.
Super herf.
And the super herf is where we play games and give away prizes and stuff.
So that's cool.
Typically it's Name That Tune. He'll play music and we'll play Name That Tune, and people get fun and fancy prizes and that sort of thing. So we did that last night, and I think Rob bailed off by about 1:30 in the morning. It started at 9 Central.
Yeah.
Okay. He bailed off by about 1:30 in the morning Central, and he handed me the reins as the host of the Zoom call. So we had a couple people hanging on, and it just kind of kept going. And finally, I guess it was maybe around 3 a.m., is when it was down to myself and Dave Rivera from Martinez and our buddy Broccoli Rob. Final third cigar. And it was just the three of us, and we were just talking about all kinds of different stuff. And next thing you know, I mean, dude, it's like 5 a.m, and mind you, they're both Eastern time, which means it was 6 in the morning.
The sun was coming up on them at this point.
For them.
Those poor guys.
And poor Broccoli Rob, I go into, we're all talking about how we're hungry because Dave's on there eating freaking this pasta with like sausages in it and everything.
Oh, that sounds
good. And he's eating, and Broccoli Rob and I are sitting there going, we're hungry. So we go inside and I make myself a very small bowl of cereal just because I'm like, I don't want to cook anything.
You love cereal.
I do love cereal, which is why this diet has been difficult because, I've cut my carbs
Lots
a lot.
Of grains.
But I did kind of do the cereal thing there. But then Broccoli Rob's texted me about how he's making himself an omelet. And I'm like, that sounds really elaborate. And he goes, it's just some cheese and some meat and eggs and whatever I find in the fridge. And then he sends me another text saying he found tomatoes and guacamole. So he's like, it is getting elaborate.
Yep.
And I'm like,
took it up a notch.
But anyway, so yeah, that poor guy, he got like 3 hours of sleep and was going to be working on his website today. Dave has pretty much told me he's useless to the world today. And I woke up an hour and a half before we had to record.
I woke Nick up.
Jeff Amendola. Yeah, you called me
at
and
noon.
It's like, oh
at
my
noon.
God. So
it's like you're back in college.
Yeah, it was a thing. So yeah. So in terms of how does it feel, I feel tired.
I bet. So Nick, how do
the COVID has screwed up my sleep schedule.
Oh yeah.
I mean, I'm up late and I'm getting up late.
I'll
every
text
day.
Nick
and
at 2 in the morning.
It's not just me, dude.
And I'll be like, "Hey, are you up?" Yeah.
And it's not just me. I've talked with a lot of people that's the case.
I'll sit out on the back deck and smoke a cigar, and I'll have the little tiki lamp going that I always forget to put out, and I'm going to end up burning the house down.
Yes,
and Kristen's going to kick my ass. But I will sit out there, and like I should go to bed. I'm just not tired. Mm-hmm. It is really jacked with me. Mm-hmm. Yeah, COVID.
Anyway,
fucked it up.
Well,
fucked
folks,
everything up.
That is this week's Ask the Boys. Like I said before, send us your questions. We like listening or answering listener questions. So send us your questions either through the Cigar Pulpit on Instagram or at Naked Gator, NEKKID Gator, or
my page,
or the Contact the Pulpit page on cigarpulpit.com.
How else do folks reach out to us on the socials there, Nicholas?
I need to put the music here for a minute. Hang on.
Okay, music. Well, that was nice. That's a nice touch.
You barely gave me a break, but anyway. So yeah, so we are available on the socials. As I just said, on Instagram at The Cigar Pulpit, as well as at Naked Gator, NEKKID Gator. We're also on Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, and cigarpulpit.com.
The MySpace is still unavailable, apparently.
Yes. Yep. Now, the other fun thing about this being a Tuesday episode,
fun fact.
Jeff.
Oh my God, do we have a giveaway?
This is our time to give away
a Martinez prize pack.
Martinez cigars.
Oh, guys, you want to win this.
So
you got to sign up.
And this week's winner became a winner by signing up for the cigarpulpit.com email newsletter.
How many of those have we sent out there, Nick?
One.
Yeah, one so
But there
far.
hasn't really been a whole lot going on. But
the COVID break.
Look, here's the deal. I'm going to send you news when there is news. But right now, I'm not going to spam you. The newsletter is just a convenient way for me to be able to have the potential prize winner list is how this works. You enter to win by signing up for the newsletter. Yep. As long as you're signed up, you're on the list to win. It's that simple. So all you got to do, go over to cigarpulpit.com, sign up for the newsletter. You're set and ready. Now, this week's winner will receive an awesome prize pack from Martinez Cigars featuring 5 different cigars.
You are going to thank us because they make a quality stick.
Great sampler of their line, and tell you what, you're going to want to get more once you smoke these. So, this week's winner is Ryan Hiles.
Ryan Hiles.
I think I'm spelling that or pronouncing that right. Hiles. Ryan Hiles.
Fair enough. As close as I would get.
So, Ryan, all you got to do to claim your prize pack is just send me an email at nick@cigarpulpit.com. Send it to me by the following Monday, just saying I'm the winner in the subject line, and just give me your shipping address, and we will get that shipped out to you right away.
You're going to thank us.
And I have prize packs in hand, so the turnaround time should be negligible.
Minimal at best. So we need to still hit on mymonthlycigars.com because they are a premium subscription service, and we are going to be smoking a new cigar to the June June pack coming up on Friday. But before we do that, I'm down to my nub, and I'm literally burning myself on my Amendola, Connecticut, because I don't want to give it up. But this is just a great stick.
I'm also down pretty much to the nub on the Maduro.
I can't say enough good stuff about this cigar.
Dude, it's fantastic.
This is in the rotation. This is a good stick.
It's a fantastic cigar. I'm digging the Maduro. The pepper has kind of eased up a little bit on the back side of this thing. The kind of cocoa and earthiness has kind of come forward a little bit, which is kind of nice because a lot of cigars tend to ramp up the pepper at the end. This one has kind of gone slightly the other way.
Now, I'm in the other direction on the Connecticut. I just did a retrohale. I'm not getting pepper on the smoke, but I just did look at that. What have I got? Have I even got an inch of the cigar left?
You've got not enough to put that in your mouth without burning your lip.
Literally burning the hell out of my hands right now. But I don't want to give it up. But that being said, I did a retrohale, and the pepper has come on strong on the retrohale.
Yeah.
This is a good stick. It's been very complex, very creamy, just a lot going on here. I like this cigar.
I'm not sure you could have smoked any more of that cigar.
No, I'm going to try.
I'm really... Short of me going into the house and getting you a toothpick. Yep, there it is.
Yeah. Okay, I gave it up. I have third-degree burns on my thumb.
There is nothing left of that
and
cigar.
my flip-off finger. I've burned.
You've burned the bird.
I burned 2 of my appendages there. So. Oh, my God. So, mymonthlycigars.com.
It is a premium cigar subscription service. They send cigars to you every month through the mail. They have a variety of size boxes available. We get the Robusto box, which is 4 cigars for $30. They also have the El Presidente box, which is 8 cigars for $50, which is an awesome deal because you get 2 of everything that's in the Robusto box. So it's really good if you're splitting cigars with like your dad or a friend or something like that.
Or you're like me and just want to hoard them all.
And you just want to hoard them. Yep. And they have an MSRP guarantee where basically the value of the cigars will add up to meet or exceed the price of the box. So like, for example, in the May box, the Robusto box was $30, but the cigars in there were valued at like $48.
Plus the bonus.
Plus the bonus stick. And so if you would have gotten the El Presidente box, you just spent $50, but you would have gotten like nearly $100 worth of cigars by doing so. So, I mean, it was a great value.
I normally like a smaller box, but in this case, I like the bigger one.
Anyway, in this case... Moving
the look. Just the look.
Derailed again. So when you want to sign up for My Monthly Cigars, just head on over there, look into it, pick out which size box is best for you. And when you subscribe, use offer code PULPIT, PULPIT. That gets you free shipping on the first box. It also gets you 20% off all of the items in their online store because they sell cigars and various items in their
And those
online
guys
store.
were so good to work with us on our fundraiser that we did for Cigars for Warriors. And I can't say enough nice things about mymonthlycigars.com.
Fantastic.
Yep.
Fantastic. So
Nick over there is a great guy.
he is.
Yeah. Don't tell him I said that. I don't want him to, Yeah. But
he does listen to the show. He's actually going to be on the show on Friday.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, so we're going to start...
The unveiling.
We're going to start having Nick Gervais from My Monthly Cigar on the show for the first Friday of the month when we crack open the new box.
I hope he can bring his cousin Ricky on sometime. That'd be great.
We covered that already. He's not related.
People need to go back and listen.
Okay. All right. Yeah, there you go.
I was throwing out a little Easter egg.
Yeah. So no, we're gonna start having him on the first Friday of the month for when we open the box, and then Broccoli Rob, Final Third Cigar, is gonna start coming on regularly on the third Friday of every month.
Oh, cool!
Hence Final Third.
I love Broccoli Rob. Nice.
But he gets the My Monthly Cigars box as well, so that way he can smoke along with us.
He's a good old boy.
We can talk about stuff.
I like him.
He's a nice guy. So he's doing some great reviews and stuff over there at his website. It's Final Third Cigar or Cigars? I can't remember. FinalThirdCigars.com.
There you go.
So,
if you don't find it with cigars, look at it with cigar.
Either way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So,
it's on the interwebs.
It is on the interwebs.
Well, Nick, it's been a nice episode.
It has.
I'm so happy you introduced me to this Amendola cigar.
Dude, Jeff Amendola is a fantastic guy. I'm very happy he was able to
He's a cool dude.
And
I really did like the hat. I'm kind of jealous of the hat.
So we do have one thing that I want to
Is there a piece of housekeeping?
it's not so much a piece of housekeeping as just something that I feel is important for you and I to circle around to, because quite frankly, I just, we keep forgetting about it, and I just remembered.
Are we being remiss about something?
You got invited to join the fucking Illuminati.
Yeah, that happened. Yeah. Is that like Fight Club? Can we not talk about the Illuminati?
I don't know.
I literally got an invitation to join the Illuminati.
He sent me a screenshot, and Jeff got a thing. I'm going to read this note.
It's amazing what you find on Instagram.
I'm going to read this note, and I'm going to not change the verbiage, okay? I'm going to read it as it is written. Hello, a good day for you. I hope you are doing well. Are you interested in joining the great Illuminati to get rich and famous above your expectations and also have powers you need in life? Come back to me for information on how to join the great Illuminati or bridge in and start enjoying the great benefits all members are entitled to receive.
Okay, then. So, I mean, I got that going for me.
But here's my question. How the fuck do you get invited to join the Illuminati and I don't?
I think it's obvious.
No, I really don't think it's obvious.
You know what else? You know what else I've gotten? Okay.
You've gotten a lot of these. I know exactly where you're about to go.
Two different things. One, I have women that questionable reputation, or morals, reaching out to me for I don't know why. I don't know why that's a thing on Instagram, but I've decided not to follow those ladies.
They must think you have money. Which is just so wrong.
Couldn't be more wrong. Number two is people trying to sell me drugs.
Yeah, you had that one guy that had all the drugs.
I've had probably 10 people.
He messaged you and said, everything on my page is for sale. And his page was full of nothing but pictures of drugs. And it wasn't just
all
pot.
The narcotics.
It was like prescription drugs and bags and bags and bags of cocaine.
Yes.
And just like... It was all the drugs.
All the drugs. And,
who are you following?
Well, okay. And I realized what it is. Because I've had probably 10, maybe even a dozen people that are selling all kinds of pot products.
Yeah.
Now, I realized what's doing it. It's my Instagram cover photo, my picture. It's me smoking that big cigar, but it's just me covered in smoke. All they're seeing is the smoke, and they think it's pot. That's what it is. And they're scrolling, they're finding my picture in their search or whatever. They see me rolling smoke and they think it's marijuana. Or God knows what, because that one guy was trying to sell me any and everything.
Dude, he was trying to sell you like a trash bag full of pills.
Yes.
I mean...
It was like a farm party with this guy.
Truly not joking. It was like a trash bag full of pills.
And I'm a farmer, but like crops, not
it was
pharmaceuticals.
It was fucked up.
Yeah, so. I sent Nick some screenshots. I'm like, holy shit, what is this?
Yeah.
And you and I and a friend of ours one night sat and looked at the pictures trying to figure out what everything was.
And it was messed up.
It was amazeballs.
It was really messed up.
Yeah.
What you had.
And I'm thinking, was it a cop?
That was a thing.
Do you think that...
Dude, I don't know if... I don't think
that might have been a sting operation. I don't know what the hell
it was.
It's
a really poorly run sting operation, if that's what it was. But
if it's real, it's a really, really poorly run drug operation.
Yeah, either which way. I mean, let's put it this way. You have to be a really, really ignorant drug buyer, or you have to be a very just lucky cop.
One or the other. But
because I mean...
Either way, I unfriended that account.
Yeah.
Unfollowed, as it were.
It's probably for the best.
Yeah, because nothing good was coming.
No, that was going to end poorly.
We went through the pictures, and I'm still not sure what everything was. And let's be honest, I've been in journalism for a long time, and I've covered a lot of court cases involving drugs, and I have no idea what some of the shit was.
Dude, there was that yellow crystal-like substance that looked almost like giant chunks of like beeswax or amber, but like I don't know what that was.
A pot byproduct, but there were also bags of white powder that I'm guessing was either heroin or cocaine.
It looked like coke, but
yeah, I mean, and there were some other crystals on there that I'm pretty sure were the meth.
I mean,
all the meth. Yeah, it was insane.
And then, like I said, there were it was every color of the rainbow in prescription pills.
Yeah,
and not just like you want them oval, you want them round, you want the like capsule type, you want this, you want that. He's got it all.
It was from as mild as I guess Xanax, all the way up to like oxycodone.
This almost sounds like we're like doing an ad for this guy, but like in reality, it's
well, we haven't said his name, and I'm not going to because I've unfollowed that account. But yeah, it's amazing what you can find on the Instagrams. So, just saying. And I know we've covered this before, but what is the deal with women and fish?
Yeah,
it's hot girls in bikinis holding
like,
fish.
Your entire like search, like like hey, check out these posts that we think you might like. It's nothing but hot chicks in bikinis holding fish.
Why is that a thing?
I don't know. Well,
and you started getting them after we talked about it.
Yes,
your phone was
I never got
listening.
those until you and I talked about this the first time, and the next thing I know, it's like, hey, maybe you might like this, and I'm like, no, I don't like this. It's like this woman with just, in a bikini, and she's just looking gorgeous, and then she's all just like, here, I caught you a fabulous bass. It's like, what the hell?
Oh, why is that a thing?
I don't get it.
Yeah, oh my God.
It was a real thing, so.
Okay, I'm 50.
And it screwed up my algorithm, dude, because I had a perfectly set algorithm going on Instagram, and now all of a sudden I've got bikini fish, and I'm just like, what is going on?
You've said this before. There's something about women smoking cigars that's, let's be honest, it's got an inherent hotness to it. And it's the same way with women in golf or women in guns.
What it boils down to is some of these Instagram models are smart enough to realize that if they glom onto a niche that is that attracts primarily men, be it hunting or fishing or cigars or some of these things, that if they go out there in their bikinis or their itty-bitty short dresses or something like that and do those things, that all the guys that follow that are going to be like, oh man, she's hot, and they're going to follow her. And you've got people that have thousands of followers just because they pose
on me, but
just because they pose with a fish, or to circle it back to the cigar pulpit, cigars, and all they're doing is posing there in their swimwear smoking that cigar.
Yeah.
And the way that those people then show that they're relevant and actually prove themselves is by knowing the product. Some of them do.
Most of them don't.
But some of them don't. And the ones that don't are going to hit the wall really hard once nature finally catches up to them. And it's going to be one of those things. And I hate to say it,
As a 50-year-old, it really, and I'm going to sound like such a prude, and I'm not. God knows I'm not a prude.
No.
But
you garden naked, for God's sakes.
Well, absolutely, because who doesn't? Anyway, you don't have a garden. But if you had a garden, you'd want to get out there naked.
I don't
Just
think
saying.
I would. But anyway.
So, that being said, see, there's something for the bingo card. That's a flashback.
I know.
The thing that I don't understand is these young girls going on Instagram, posing half naked. I don't understand. Do they all think they're going to become some supermodel? Is that where they think they're going to get discovered?
I truly think that that's part of it.
It's a disturbing trend to me as a 50-year-old with $2.
What it is everybody's convinced that they can be an Instagram influencer, where they're getting paid thousands of dollars to put up posts where they're like, oh, look at me, I'm smoking a whatever cigar. And then that company's going to pay them thousands of dollars to post that.
And that probably does work. I mean, we don't have the build for it.
Realistically, there are some people that can be Instagram influencers. As much as I absolutely detest them, the Kardashians are really good at that. But there have been all sorts of studies and reports that have come out in the last couple of years where brands that have used Instagram influencers have found that they don't really work. The ROI is not there. And so they're spending all this money on these people to do it, and they're not getting the bang for the buck in return. And so you're starting to see kind of a little bit of a pullback away from that business model from some larger companies. I'm not necessarily saying cigar companies, but just in general larger companies. And so, yeah, just because you have a couple thousand subscribers doesn't mean you can influence people. People have to actually trust what your opinion is more than just, hey, she looks hot in a bikini.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I mean, and don't get me wrong, I like bikinis. But I don't understand Instagram being flooded with girls just, I don't want to say whoring themselves out, but for lack of a better term, I don't know what else to call it.
Yeah,
it's disturbing. God, I do sound old.
You do.
I really do.
You kind of do sound old.
I'm 50. So. But I can stretch and I can kick.
There you go.
I can stretch.
Well, you have anything else for the betterment of the cause?
I think we've covered it all.
Okay.
Welcome to June.
Yay, it's June. Yay.
Well, not really. But it is when this comes out.
When this comes out.
Yeah.
So, anyway, this has been another sermon for the Cigar Pulpit. As jacked up as
Preach
it's been.
on, brother.
I'm Nick.
I am Gator, and we want to really, really thank Jeff Amendola for coming on, and thank God he wasn't around for the last part of the ignorance. he would have just hung up at some point. God love him. But man, he makes a mean cigar.
He does. So.
He does.
Anyway, folks, stay safe and stay smooth.